Every time we walked onto a set that was built, or even one of the locations that was art directed, it never failed to take our breath away somehow. I mean, the statuary alone and the masterpieces that have been recreated for the Louvre. I think everybody wants to take one of those paintings home and claim it as the real thing. I keep making jokes about when does the Louvre want their masterpieces back?
Well, obviously, art is really important, and throughout it there's Caravaggios and Poussins and Leonardos. Nearly every single scene there's actually art, and also art that reflects the character of the person in the room that they inhabit.
I couldn't help but connect with the artists, and I thought, wow, isn't this interesting? The work that was created by artists trying to express something, an idea, a feeling, a story, is now going to be a part of a film where art has presented itself through a whole other medium. And I'm a storyteller, and I'm going to utilize the stories that they told hundreds and hundreds of years ago that were good enough that they've survived all these years. And good work does resonate, and the ideas expressed in good art, they do last. And here's a kind of an example of that. And it was a very, very eerie, but yet, you know, kind of satisfying feeling.
As we discovered when we went to the Louvre, obviously it's full of priceless paintings, and we didn't want to spend as much time in there as we'd originally thought. So after a couple of visits to Paris, we decided to build more of it back on the stages here. I suppose we had about 16 weeks from that idea formulating to actually standing here now, and we're shooting tomorrow morning. So in that time, my scenic artist had to paint 150 paintings. We obviously had to go and measure really accurately the real Louvre. My French art director did that, my English art department then drew it all up. And we had samples of the marbles done in the real Louvre so we could match the marbles around the skirtings, around the windows. And after the drawings were done, obviously the construction guys then moved in and had about 10 weeks to build the set.
The Grand Gallery is actually built to scale. All the columns are the same diameter, the same height, the dados, the floor patterns, everything is to scale, where the main paintings, the Leonardos hang, and the paintings in the Caravaggio in the script. Basically, we went to the Louvre when we were shooting there, and when we were scouting, took digital photographs, which we actually used as the basis for all the paintings. We had 3 people working, James Gemelmo and his 2 assistants.
All the paintings have been done in Great Britain instead of around the Louvre and in France, and we work solely from art department photographs. And as we paint these, we actually talk about the paintings, we talk about the color, how the paintings would have been blocked in, what colors they would have had. So hopefully we recreate those paintings in the time that we have, and again with the artificial kind of paint that we're using, as close to the Louvre as we possibly can. I was initially asked to do the main gallery in the Louvre that leads down to the Caravaggio and the Mona Lisa on the side chapel, and initially it was 40 to 50 paintings, and then as the film progressed it actually grew to a number that's now 106, 107 paintings. And that's only the paintings on the walls in that section of the Louvre. There are other paintings for the other sets. T-Bean's room has some nice paintings in it, not only on the walls, but on the easels. And so the number at the end of the day that we've done so far should be up into about 135 paintings. On all the paintings, I really try to pay attention to all the textures and get the textures right.
Well, they were very much like the original paintings, and he painted it using modern paints, but then the glazes and those sort of crackle techniques. So the surface of the paintings looks pretty realistic, which I think is very important for the camera.
Anagram is right. O draconian devil, O lame saint, becomes Leonardo da Vinci, the Mona Lisa.
I think it looks remarkably like the Mona Lisa. We even had a board made, aged down, because the Mona Lisa is painted on board, not canvas. And we cracked the board where the real board's cracked and re-glued it together as they'd done. So I think when you look at it, it's a pretty good facsimile.
Demons, omens, codes, monks, ranks, rocks.
Madonna up the rocks.
We painted 6 Madonna of the rocks, mainly because Sophie has to unhook it, take it off the wall, which again was quite tricky because the real one is quite large, so we've actually scaled it down so she can handle it easily. And we made several different frames as well because the real frame's quite heavy, so we made one out of biscuit, which is quite a lightweight material. In the script, Sonia runs into the gallery, and to set the alarms off, he rips the Caravaggio off the wall and throws it onto the floor.
Stop now.
So again, we've had to have several Caravaggios painted and several different frames made, heavier frames, lightweight frames. One of the frames is again made of biscuit, a lightweight material, so it won't damage the floor.
What Dan does is he reminds us that it's also the magic of art. And that, although a value which is not widely or wildly spoken about, is another gift that Da Vinci Code, the book, gave to modern culture. Not only did it reignite a debate on faith, it also created a renewed interest in art.